Good evening and welcome to Easy Friday. Tonight, we take a sweeping look at the stories shaping conversations across Kenya and beyond, from the major developments influencing national discourse to the economic shifts affecting households and businesses. We've got the full picture for you, and as always, we wrap up with the standout moments in sport to carry you into the weekend. My name is Caren Kibbett and this is Easy Friday. Let's dive into the top stories. Ikolomani's deadly protests. 63 people arrested a day after chaos that resulted in the death of 4 people while scores were injured. Historic peace pact. A sigh of relief as Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo sign a peace deal ending a 30-year conflict. Boosting local manufacturing. Kenya to float an infrastructure bond in Japan to raise billions of shillings for its industrial agenda. Welcome, this is Easy Friday. Our sign language interpreter this evening is Caroline Joroge. Now, 63 people, among them 2 county assembly members, have been arrested in connection with violent scenes witnessed in Ikolomani on Thursday. The 2 MCAs, Achadias Liai of Idako Central and nominated MCA Ann Mulwale, are accused of financing a gang that orchestrated the violence that disrupted a meeting convened to discuss a proposed plan to relocate locals to pave the way for a gold mining investment. During the violence, 4 people were shot dead and several were injured.
A day after deadly clashes claimed 4 lives in Ikolomani, Kakamega County, police have arrested 63 people in connection with the violence. Western Region Police Commander Isaac Mahmoud, confirming the arrests, said they are holding 2 county assembly members suspected of having financed the deadly fracas.
Hao ndio walikuwa na dish pesa. Sijui kwa niaba nani, lakini tutajua tu. Tutajua tu, uchunguzi inaendelea. Kwa tuko na CCIO hapa, tuko na RCIO hapa, wote wanaendelea na uchunguzi. Na tuko na timu kutoka Nairobi ambayo pia wanapeleleza.
This comes as 3 people are nursing serious gunshot wounds at the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Hospital in Kisumu, while 23 police officers are admitted with injuries sustained during the confrontation between police and residents. The violence erupted after a gang disrupted a meeting convened by the National Environmental Management Authority officials to discuss a proposed plan to relocate locals to pave way for a gold mining investor. However, the community is opposed to the idea of relocation.
Unaweza kuwasilisha pingamizi, unaweza enda kotini, uweke kesi mahakamani. Kuna njia zote, lakini njia za vurugu ambaye sasa ambaye watu wa siasa wana engineer, hiyo hatutakubali.
Area leaders have condemned the incident, calling for halting of the proposed relocation of residents.
Hii mambo ya neema, hii mambo ya gold tusimamishe, tupate amani, tupate suluhisho yenye natakana. Tufanye civic education ya kutosha. Kwa maana haraka haina baraka.
Meanwhile, civil rights groups in the county have threatened a legal battle to stop eviction of artisanal miners and residents of Isulu and Bushiangala villages.
Watu wakiwa na uhakika kwamba watapata haki yao, sioni vita vitatokea wapi. Na tunasema kwamba shanta wafunge ofisi zao kule Isulu mpaka mambo yatatuliwe.
Joseph Wahungu for Easy Friday.
Still in mining, the mining of gold deposits in Ramula, Siaya County is set to commence on a commercial scale after the government issued the mining license to Shanta Gold Company this week. Tens of households will subsequently be relocated to make way for the mining process. But as Achola Simon reports, the company faces an uphill task in meeting its set date of June 2026 as the commencement date for mining amid resistance from the locals.
Tension is high along the Mibona and Ramula villages on the boundaries of Siaya and Vihiga County. Beneath the two villages that covers hundreds of acres of land lies vast deposits of gold that is now a subject of discussion. When we visited the site that will soon be demarcated for commercial purposes, we found locals hard at work. They appear to be making last-minute attempt to dig through the earth in search of gold, which they hope could change their financial story ahead of their relocation.
The Ministry of Mining, Blue Economy and Maritime Affairs, specifically State Department for Mining, processed the license for Shanta, and Shanta, through the Mineral Rights Board and the Cabinet Secretary, has been granted the license to start mining in Ramula, Mibonda, in Siaya County and Vihiga County.
And on Wednesday, after months of uncertainty and speculation over when the exploitation of the vast precious minerals will commence, the government formally issued a mining license to the Shanta Gold International Company to commence the mining of the gold mines.
Na kuhama juu ya Santa, no. With big capital, no.
The vast deposits worth billions of dollars portend an economic shift for a region that solely relied on small-scale farming and fishing to make ends meet.
The community has a share of 10% of the royalty. The county government has 20% of the royalty, and the national government has 70% of the royalty.
Tens of households are expected to be relocated to pave way for the mining, with the government assuring that every detail of the agreement on compensation and land preservation will be followed to the letter.
Na Shanta wakikuja mara ya kwanza walikuja na mbinu mzuri. Ile drilling ilikuwa mbinu mzuri zaidi. Na ulafi iliwafanya sasa wanataka kila kitu. Sasa wakichukua kila kitu, watu wenye wamekaa huku watakula nini? Ama pale penye tutapelekwa wapi? Wanasema mwezi wa 6. Wakuje. Mwezi wa 6 wanakuja kutuhamisha vipi mwezi wa 6 mara moja hivyo?
Mining PS Hari Mutai also proposed the formation of a county-level committee that will include all line departments for ease of coordination.
At one stage, people's farms, crops, investment in agriculture will somehow be disturbed. We have housing. At one stage, people will have to be moved, to be resettled. So we need all those agencies to come on board, and that's why we are going to constitute a multi-agency team.
However, the locals are opposing their relocation from the villages.
Sasa mniambia hao watu wenye wanakuja wanasema wanataka kutuhamisha. Waseme wanataka kunipeleka wapi? Na sisi kitu yenye tumeamua, hatutaki watu wa Shanda huku na hatuhami.
Tulikubaliana wapi? Tulikaa nao wapi? Siku gani? Tarehe gani?
Babu yangu nimemsika hapa game mwaka wa 1948 kama bado mtoto. Naona? Baba yangu pia nimemsika hapa game. Na shamba ile ndio bado tuko ndani yake. Je, utamtoa atapeleka wapi?
They are accusing the mining company of fraudulently securing consent for their relocation from people they claim died years back.
Sasa ukituambia mababu zetu waliamuka kwa kaburi, wakasaini. Watu walikufa kitambo hata kama sisi hatujazaliwa. Wameamuka, wamesaini, sisi waliamuka aje? Enye niliona na macho naweza shuhudia, yenye imenipea uchungu. Kupata kwamba shamba la bwana yangu, mimi natoka hapa chini. Shamba la bwana langu Dero Daniel Siambe. Alikuwa ameweka consent kwamba shamba yake ichukuliwe na nani? Na Shanta. Na huyo mzee alikufa kitambo sana, kabla hata Shanta haijakuja. Sasa tunashanga alifufuka kwa kaburi ndio aweke kidole kwamba shamba yake ichukuliwe na Shanta.
Achaba Simon, Easy Friday, Siaya County.
Moving on, President William Ruto joined other world leaders in witnessing the signing of a historic peace deal between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo in Washington, D.C., United States. The peace agreement signed by Presidents Paul Kagame of Rwanda and Felix of DRC targets to end a 30-year conflict that has plagued Eastern Congo, claiming hundreds of lives.
It was the culmination of a long negotiation process initiated by U.S. President Donald Trump, meant to finally end the diplomatic standoff and civil war that has torn apart the eastern DRC. Presidents Kagame and Tshisekedi putting pen to paper on the deal that will finally oversee a permanent ceasefire, the disarmament of non-state forces, provisions for refugees to return to their homes, justice and accountability for those who have committed atrocities, and a new framework for economic prosperity.
There's tremendous wealth in that beautiful earth. It's beautiful earth, but it was stained badly with blood, tremendous amounts of blood. But in the region that will support a lasting peace, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Rwanda have agreed to more closely integrate their economies with each other rather than fighting.
President William Ruto, who was among the African and world leaders invited by Trump to the signing ceremony, and who has also been at the forefront in trying to broker a peace deal, termed the agreement a monumental diplomatic milestone and a decisive act to bring lasting peace to the region.
Mr. President, what you have achieved is not only transformative, it is consequential and historic. This conflict has destroyed livelihoods, destabilized our region, and threatened the future of the entire Great Lakes African continent.
Present too were Presidents João Lourenço of Angola, Evariste Ndayishimiye of Burundi, and Faure Gnassingbé of Togo, as well as the African Union Commission Chairperson Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, and representatives from Qatar and the United Arab Emirates. President Ruto praised Trump's historic achievement with the peace talks, saying his bold leadership has been instrumental in ending the conflict.
We would like to extend our gratitude to President Tshisekedi and President Kagame for their leadership during this process. Reaching this point was made possible by the unparalleled consequential convening power of the United States and President Trump's resolute and focused commitment to global peace.
Presidents Kagame and Tshisekedi pledged to honor the deal, hailing the efforts by Trump as a practical mediation effort.
We have seen countless mediations and efforts, but none has succeeded in resolving the underlying issues. President Trump introduced a new and effective dynamism that created the space for breakthroughs.
The Washington agreements are not yet another document. These represent a turning point. They bring together under a coherent architecture a declaration of principles of a peace agreement and also the regional economic integration framework. There's a time for despair and there's a time for hope. Today, we are experiencing a great day. We are looking forward to this agreement, which will give back hope to the peoples of Congo and of the sub-region.
Now, a three-judge bench of the High Court has ruled that political parties hopping is unconstitutional and that it erodes Kenya's multi-party democracy spirit. Judges Jairus Nga, John Chigiti and Lawrence Mugambi, in underscoring the status of Kenya as a multi-party democracy, however, dismissed a petition seeking the removal of Isiolo County Governor Abdi Guyo and his deputy, John Lowassa, over claims that they had defected from the Jubilee Party to the United Democratic Alliance for lack of evidence. Details in the Scales of Justice segment.
My brother Justice Mugambi will read the analysis and determination of the judgment.
The High Court has set a strict evidentiary threshold for ejecting elected leaders from office over a party-hopping ruling that defection must be proven through a formal and lawful resignation from the sponsoring party as required under the Political Parties Act.
The other key feature that is included in our identity as a republic are the national values and principles of governance. It is important to remind ourselves that this article did not casually find its way into a constitutional architecture. It was a culmination of decades of struggle and sacrifices made by Kenyans for the democratic governance and political freedom from the repressive one-party rule.
Judges Jairus Nga, John Chigiti and Lawrence Mugambi averred although irregular defection undermine accountability and good governance, courts can only act where a legal threshold of proof is met.
There is no letter, a recording or evidence of the witnesses that gives descriptive details of how the said resignation occurred on 2nd of June 2023.
In the case, Isiolo County Governor Abdi Guya and his deputy John Lowassa had maintained that they had never resigned from Jubilee Party, arguing that the petition was based on assumptions and political rhetoric rather than hard evidence.
Without the evidence, we are unable to satisfy ourselves on the question of whether the conduct complained of constituted what is referred to as deemed resignation from a political party under Article 1 or the sub-Article 3 of the Constitution, as read with Section 14A of the Political Parties Act. We thus find the petition lacks merit and is hereby dismissed. We make no orders as to costs.
The petitioners, through their counsel Kibe Mungai, have however stated that they will not be appealing the verdict.
As counsel for the petitioners, I admit that one was lacking. I believe we were doing two similar cases at the particular time, so there was an oversight in filing an affidavit that ought to have provided that evidence.
Elsewhere, Milimani's Magistrate Court has dismissed with cause an application filed by vendors from Kangemi Market in Nairobi County seeking the release of their stores and merchandise which were allegedly seized. In its ruling, the court found that the applicants failed to provide sufficient evidence to prove that the respondent unlawfully seized or detained their property.
The miscellaneous application hearing is marked as withdrawn with costs to the respondents since they have appeared well. The costs I don't think will be much.
Wycliffe Nyamu, on behalf of Kangemi Okas and Honorable Mr. Suleiman Malea, had moved to court under a certificate of urgency, accusing Rose Wanja, a grassroots leader, of allegedly orchestrating the destruction and confiscation of their stores during an incident said to have occurred on Sunday, November 23, 2025. Ruth Wamboy for Easy Friday.
Thank you, Ruth, for that detailed report. Ruth's report leads us to a very fast short break right here on Easy Friday. Don't go too back, because right after this short break, I'll be back with more news reports for you.
When the hills gave way in Marakwet, thousands were left with nothing. But together, we can help them rise again. Join KBC in the Restore Hope, Restore Earth campaign, Unity in Adversity. Together for Marakwet. Donate through paybill number 522533, account number 8036543, or drop foodstuffs and supplies at Marakwet County offices. Every shilling, every tree, every act of kindness counts. KBC, bringing Kenyans together.
Disemba imefika na Ingo FM inawasha burdan kwa nguvu tukisherekea miaka 13 ya kuwepo. Bungoma, mpo tayari? Tarehe 5 na 7 Disemba tunawaletea kifurushi maalum cha kusherekea miaka 13, miaka za muziki bora, hadithi zenye uzito na kumbukumbu tamu tulizounda pamoja na wasikilizaji wetu. Siku ya tarehe 5 Disemba tutaanza sherehe kwa upandaji miti katika shule ya St. Teresa Special huko Webuye. Kisha baadaye tutatembelea watoto katika shule hiyo ya St. Teresa kuwapatia zawadi pamoja na kukata keki ya anniversary. Jioni kutakuwa na burdan kubwa katika Olukulu Resort, yani Ingo Night kule Matulo Webuye. Kutakuwa na upete wa Musungu, Bungoma Band na wasanii mahiri kutoka Uluyani pamoja na watangazaji wako wa Ingo FM kwa burdan tosha na vibes kali. Tarehe 7 Disemba tutaendeleza shukrani zetu kupitia ibada ya kanisani katika Misiku PAG Church. Mwambie rafiki na endelea kusikiliza kwa sababu Disemba hii Ingo FM ni kituo chako cha sherehe na furaha. Ingo FM, miaka 13 ya burdan halisi.
Mzigo gani? Mzigo gani mgongo? Kwani uone kama kuna mzigo umeniongezea kwa hapa nyumbani wewe?
Mimi nyumba hii sijaona kitu chochote kinabadilika.
Kweli sisaidi na chochote nyumba hii mgongo. Ni hasara tu kila leo. Nikiamka hasara, nikilala hasara. Kaa hapa paka nguo zimeniishia. Angalia na nguo zako.
Kama una madaraka makubwa, si nilikuja kwako nitafutie kazi.
Nitafutie kazi? Yaani nimekuja ukao pako upate kazi? Kwanza umekuja unaniambia utakaa miezi 2-3 utalala wapi? Mimi sikatai ukae. Sawa? Kulala utalala wapi? Wameshajua basi achoka pata kazi, achoka anajiweza. Mtaitana wote hapa maana yake ni hoteli hapa.
Nitakwenda wapi?
Katafuta mahali pa kulala mahali pengine.
Kaya musha. It is always a good time on Bridge over Congo.
Catch us every Saturday from 10 p.m. till midnight.
Join me, the Rumba Supreme Leader and the Grand Ayatollah Simeon Mfumu Kimbango and
Winnie Marie Jose, Bridge over Congo.
Mungu esilaka na nzungu te kasielenge Mungu esilaka na
Chumvi huyeyuka chunguni lakini ladha yake hubakia.
Welcome back. For those joining us right now, this is Easy Friday. Now, the Ministry of Lands is working with the Ministry of Education to ensure the Kenya Institute of Surveying and Mapping, KISM, is ranked together with other beneficiaries of the Education Fund. Speaking during the 14th graduation ceremony at KISM Ruaraka, Lands and Housing Cabinet Secretary Alice Wahome revealed that the move will benefit learners and steer the institution to international standards. Now, Timothy Kipnusu reports.
The Kenya Institute of Surveying and Mapping held its 14th graduation ceremony on Friday in Ruaraka, Nairobi County, with 521 graduates awarded certificates. Lands and Housing Cabinet Secretary Alice Wahome, who graced the ceremony, revealed plans by the government to upgrade the institution.
I also want to announce that we are still working with the Principal Secretary, Ministry of Education, and my colleague, the Minister, Cabinet Secretary for Education, to ensure that we are ranked together with other beneficiaries of Education Fund for this country. We have not stopped pushing for it, and we think we should be able to achieve that going forward.
Wahome at the same time said her ministry, in line with the national housing agenda, has allocated enough funds to build 1,080 student hostels.
We have already dispatched our teams to your director, together with the principal secretary, to do design, survey and design for new hostels. I want to confirm that we have allocated budget enough to build 1,080 students hostel.
Wahome further said that the ministry is working with the Education Ministry to address the shortage of lecturers by filling the vacant posts as per the KISM staff establishments.
I am aware that we have a shortage of lecturers, as been indicated by the director, especially in the core teaching department of this institution. To this end, the State Department is considering recruiting and also transferring resource persons from other departments within the State Department to bridge this gap. We appreciate your dedication to duty in shaping the future of our youth.
I'm aware that, yes, SPS has said we have a shortage of lecturers, and this is something that my office and that of the Principal Secretary is working on.
The graduates called on the government to quickly deal with quirks in the ministry and fill the position with qualified and competent personnel.
We are studying here, but out there, most people who are not even qualified, they're getting all the jobs. So we urge the government, please take us into consideration. Just review all your workers and know if they are qualified for these jobs.
I'm so happy and I'm so blessed that the years of hard work have finally paid off. And one thing to the government, I just tell them to create more job opportunities and more internship opportunities so that we cannot be idle and we can put what we've learned into practice.
Elsewhere, 1,835 students in various disciplines at the Kenya Institute of Special Education, KISE, were awarded certificates with calls for the Kenya Defence Forces and KISE to strengthen their partnership to ensure KDF officers who get a disability in line of duty do not lose their jobs.
Our forces had to discharge soldiers who became injured or disabled in the line of duty. That era is long over. We have fully embraced the rehabilitation and retooling of these officers, enabling them to continue their crucial service to the nation.
And the teaching becomes very critical, making it possible, and that's why those who are not professional special needs, they don't call them slow learners. No, to us, we call them learners with learning difficulties, because the expert will make them learn at their own pace.
Timothy Kipnoso for Easy Friday.
Moving on, political drumbeats played out Friday with cracks within the Orange Party appearing to widen as a section of the party's women leaders defended Homa Bay Governor Gladys Wanga, alleging a plot to push her out of the party leadership. At the same time, Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru has dismissed opposition maneuvers in Mount Kenya, cautioning residents against following leaders she says have no political future. Meanwhile, Kanu County branch officials are demanding urgent accountability from party leader Gideon Moi, citing years without formal meetings and warning of legal action if their concerns are ignored. Ben Chumba reports.
In Mombasa, ODM grassroots leaders have rallied behind national chairperson Gladys Wanga, accusing a section of the party in Nyanza of attempting to undermine her authority. The dispute stems from the Kasipul by-election, where Wanga claims Interior PS Raymond Omolo backed an independent candidate against ODM's choice.
Sisi kama wamama tuamsapoti Gladys Wanga 100%, na tutakuwa na yeye kuanzia mwanzo mpaka mwisho.
Tunamchagua yeye na tunampenda yeye na tunamuunga yeye mkono kwa sababu kazi yake ni nzuri. Na nafasi za wanawake zikiondolewa, kutakuwa na kazi gani sisi kina mama kumtegemea kina mama wenzetu?
Led by ODM County Secretary Betty Sharon, the women leaders termed the attacks against Wanga as political sabotage, urging the party to resolve internal issues peacefully.
Ni gavana wetu, tena ni chair wetu ambayo alichaguliwa na kura, na muachane na Gladys kabisa. Muachane na Gladys, aendeze ODM. Wakati huu ni wakati wa kuleta watu pamoja, sio wa kupigana.
Meanwhile in Kirinyaga, Governor Anne Waiguru has hit out at opposition traversing Mount Kenya region, questioning why residents should follow leaders she says have no seat in government or political prospects in 2027.
Hata simama kiti yoyote kwa sababu haruhusiwi. sio cha president, sio cha deputy, sio speaker, sio governor, sio MP. Hakuna kiti hata cha MCA anaweza pewa, kwa sababu katiba imekaa.
Waiguru maintained she will remain in government regardless of shifting political formations.
Na siwaambii na uongo, na sitaki uongo. Mimi kwa Wamunyoro siendi, msiningoje huko. Kwa hivyo wale wananifuata wote na waambianga pole pole.
And in Kanu, county branch chairpersons are demanding transparency, accusing party leader Gideon Moi of failing to convene official meetings for 2 years. They are now pushing for an all-branches conference and warning of legal action if their concerns are ignored.
Tumekaa sana muda mrefu bila hatujakutana. Na hii chama ya KANU sio chama ya mchezo au chama ya kuchezewa au chama ya kununuliwa au chama ya kuingia kwa chama kingine ili imezwe. Na sitakubali hii chama imalizwe na watu ambao wanatumia au wanataka kutumia matumbo yao peke yao kwa kuharibu chama.
Ben Chumba, Easy Friday.
Now moving on, the Kenyan and Austrian governments have cautioned Kenyans seeking jobs abroad to be wary of rogue recruitment agencies that lure job seekers with false promises. During the Kenya-Austria Job Fair, Austrian ambassador to Kenya, Christian Fellner, emphasized that the two nations are committed to ensuring skilled and unskilled people access legitimate employment opportunities both locally and abroad through structured and legal channels. Over 1,000 skilled and unskilled Kenyans are working in Austria in various sectors.
The Kenya-Austria Job Fair has kicked off to connect Kenyan job seekers with Austrian employers. Organized by both the Kenyan and Austrian government, the fair targets skilled and unskilled workers in various sectors such as technical field, including masonry, electrical work, hospitality, information and communication technology, among others.
We are targeting all the areas. We are targeting both skilled and unskilled or semi-skilled positions. We just had the job fair today and we spoke about opportunities in the health sector. So whether you're working as a nurse in a hospital, you need a skill. If you're working as in the home cares where you're looking after the old people, you still need the skills.
And as a county government, I'm also encouraging the other governors in the rest of the 46 counties to be able to take up this opportunity for the memorandum of understanding that has been done between the Austrian and the Kenyan government.
Kenyans seeking jobs abroad are being cautioned to look out for genuine opportunities as they seek employment abroad.
Now, one thing which I have to underline is don't go for these con people who scam you into job opportunities that don't exist. Our agencies don't ask for money. You are going to find a job. You have to upgrade your skills to the jobs which we need, but basically you're going to find a job.
Austrian Ambassador to Kenya, Christian Fellner, and Kenya Deputy Head of Mission to Austria Ambassador Valerie Regin say the two nations are committed to safeguarding the rights and welfare of Kenyans abroad.
Hiyo mkataba iko in place, ni inapatiana the legal framework kwa Mkenya yoyote akiwa na skill, akifuata sheria zote zile zimeandaliwa, huwa anaweza fanya kazi Austria.
Our labor laws are enforced. The only mistake you can do is to do something illegal. If you work illegally, you get yourself into trouble. You don't get paid what you should be paid, and you are not insured. So go for a legal job, work on it, have this as a target, and you are going to get.
Over 1,000 Kenyans work in Austria in various sectors.
Now, two suspects have denied charges of collection or provision of property and services for commission of terrorist acts contrary to Section 5(1) of the Prevention of Terrorism Act Cap 59B laws of Kenya. Details of this and other stories in our county's roundup.
The suspect, Stephen Kiveve Musembi and Mariam Ali Abdallah, were arraigned at the Kahawa Anti-Terrorist Court where they pleaded not guilty to the offense.
The United Nations Security Council, through its resolution
1267, resolution number 1988, requires matters TF to be considered very seriously and for the nation to offer circumstances that will enable a proper investigative and prosecution process without interferences.
Elsewhere in Machakos County, Governor Wavinya Ndeti conducted the official inauguration of 3 pivotal governance institutions, the board of 3 municipalities, Mavoko, Machakos, and Tala Kangundo. The Machakos County Rural and Urban Affordable Housing Committee and the Board of Directors of the Machakos County Water and Sanitation Company, PLC.
The County Rural and Urban Affordable Housing Committee will be the engine driving the implementation of vital housing programs, fostering strategic public-private partnership, executing effective slum upgrading initiatives, and formulating robust investment plans in the housing sector.
And in Meru County, Abogeta Sub-County Deputy Commissioner Richard Tuwei has urged residents and Kenyans to show love during this festive season and to embrace peace and unity as 2027 general elections approaches.
We normally have a group, so we've chosen this day to be a prayer breakfast day for our sub-county, where we pray for our leaders, we pray for our staff whom we work with. More water, more water.
Elsewhere calls for concerted efforts to advance voluntarism in the society dominated this year's commemoration of the World Volunteerism Day. Speaking during the celebration in Nairobi, Principal Secretary for Social Protection and Senior Citizens Affairs, Joseph Mutari, lauded the volunteers for their immense contribution in peace building, humanitarian action, environmental protection, and social protection in the society.
Everything you want a young person to do, that young person will require a payment. I don't know whether this is only where I come from, but that is what is happening now. I really want to applaud our volunteers, what you are doing.
And the national government has launched a one-stop resource center designed to provide comprehensive support to potential and returning Kenyan migrant workers and their families in Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County. The Kenya Labour Migration Resource Center, facilitated by the National Employment Authority with support from the International Labour Organization, is expected to offer guidance, information, counseling, and other services related to overseas employment.
They are giving opportunity to the members of the public to know those approved agencies, approved traveling agencies, also employment agencies for ethical recruitment in this region.
Nixon Gary for Easy Friday.
Now, it began with an accidental spill, a moment that would brew into a signature African art form, from intimate portraits painted in coffee to exhibitions on global stages. Nigerian artist Ekene Ngige has turned adversity into artistry. Our reporter Aaron Marie has the story.
That spill back in 2014 became Nigerian artist Ekene Ngige's turning point, transforming coffee from a drink into a paintbrush.
I needed to stand out. I searched for me. I tried to discover myself because I was doing the usual hyper-realistic paintings that so many Nigerian artists out there were doing. I'm here to bring my artworks home. I call it home because they're made of coffee. And Nairobi is a place known very well for coffee.
Paralyzed at the age of 1 due to a medical error, Ekene's parents insisted his dreams would not be limited. nicknamed Ekene Da Vinci for his artistic talent.
I graduated from an art school. I took it as a profession. I exhibit and sell and try to pass strong messages like every other artist do. So there's nothing different from me and other artists. We just have different styles and different mediums. Some people use wood burning as their medium. Some people use oil as a medium. Some people use pastel. I use coffee. That's just the difference.
But it was coffee that unlocked his identity as an artist.
It's very different and very unique. One, it gives you a monochromatic painting. You don't see any other colors apart from brown. And it doesn't give you the kind of texture that other pigments would give.
His signature pieces celebrate childhood resilience, the light he believes every child carries.
Secret behind success is consistency. The more you put it in the face of people, the more they appreciate it, the more they want to learn more about it. It's a break from the norm. It's people hear about coffee painting and they don't even understand, they can't even put an imagination to it. Some people think you mean, okay, maybe he's designing a coffee with milk on the cup. Some people can't just put an idea to it until they see it. People that have bought my artworks 10 years ago when I started, actually bringing it out now, down that the exhibition is actually getting popular and all that. I'm seeing artworks from way back popping up and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, wow. Some of them are even in Kenya already and all that. So it's these are the criticism that I faced, and I guess a lot of them have actually learned now. I've not gotten to where I want to be yet. I'm still in my journey.
But coffee art comes with its own bitter notes.
Every product has its market, right? Every artist would look at his work and say it's good. It's only God that I would say have made a creation and said it is finished. We artists don't say that. If you leave the artwork with us, we'll continue painting. We'll touch it every blessed year. But is it a masterpiece? That depends on how you see it as a client. What would be a masterpiece to Mr. A may not be a masterpiece to Mr. B.
In Nigeria, sourcing quality coffee is expensive, and so is the criticism.
Everything new and weird will definitely get its criticism. Some people said things like, oh, coffee, no, it won't last. It would maybe wash out. Some people said for a beverage, you should be attracting termites, which means your artwork may be eaten up by termites after a while, and all that kind of stuff. But these questions were out of their, out of their ignorance, because they did not do their research.
Ngige is in Kenya for an ongoing collaboration between Danish design brand Boconcept and the Nomadic Art Gallery.
I have one called The Coffee Break. It features 7 world leaders on the table, inspired from Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper painting. But this time around, I didn't want, this is me having leaders, world popular, famous, strongest leaders on a table coming together to have a coffee break.
Through workshop and live demonstrations, Ekene is mentoring young artists, showing that art can begin anywhere.
There's so many talented people out there. I can speak for my country. I know there are a lot of young, talented Nigerians out there that have both in the art industry, the music industry, the movie industry, sports and everything, and they just need government to put the right platforms on ground for them to be able to develop these skills. Artists are free birds, so be free, create, just be yourself, do you.
His exhibition, This Little Light of Mine, runs at Bow Concept, Kenya until December 20th. But the real light is the story he carries with him, and the one he hopes to ignite in others.
Sasa wewe uko na shida ya macho na mwenye anakuwa pia ako na shida ya macho, mtasaidiana aje?
Being the fact that nyinyi wawili hamuoni, mtamanuva aje?
Wewe ambaye ni mlemavu kwa hapo juu nyumbani, wacha kuona ulemavu wako.
Unabai, unapika, unashiba. Lea Premium.
Lea Premium Flour, nurturing the world. Available in a store near you.
When the hills gave way in Marquette, thousands were left with nothing. But together, we can help them rise again. Join KBC in the Restore Hope, Restore Earth campaign, Unity in Adversity. Together for Marquette. Donate through paybill number 522533, account number 8036543, or drop foodstuffs and supplies at Marquette County offices. Every shilling, every tree, every act of kindness counts. KBC, bringing Kenyans together.
The young generation awakens on Y254, the leading youth TV station in Kenya. We treat you to current affairs, entrepreneurship, health, and human interest conversations.
It's art, it's culture.
Movies, gossip and trends, sports, drama.
We bring you a vibe like no other, straight to your living room.
To keep you informed, inspired, entertained, and most of all, refreshed.
We are such a vibe.
Y254. Imagine.
Welcome back to Easy Friday. Now tonight on My Culture, we journey to the heart of the Teso community. This is one of East Africa's most unique cultural societies whose traditional leadership system stretches from Soroti and Tororo in Uganda to Busia County in Kenya. Now, unlike many communities where kingship is no longer practiced in this community, the cultural practice is alive. King Papa Sunday Emormor is presiding over the installation of a new local community chairman. The ceremony is rich in color, symbolism, and serves as a powerful reminder of the role culture plays in identity and unity. Our reporter Jackie Wambiru has the details.
In a world where traditional structures are being discarded, the Teso community stands firm, holding onto a kingship system that binds its people beyond borders. Years on that heritage remain alive in Nambale, Busia County. The grounds of Igara Primary School are a beehive of activity. The sound of song, drums can be heard as the Teso King Papa Sunday Emormor arrives at the venue in full traditional grandeur. His mission today, to administer the oath of office to the newly elected Nambale Teso chairman, Tom Muyodi. For the Teso, leadership installation is not a mere formality. It is a sacred cultural rite, one that ties local administration to the authority of the king. community chairmen are the smallest but most essential units of governance, directly answerable to the king himself.
We want to bless you in the name of our forefathers.
During the ceremony, Muyodi received the traditional instruments of power, a spear, a Columbus monkey hat, and a three-legged chair. Each symbol carries deep meaning, strength, wisdom, and stability. Traditional dances circle the arena, their chants celebrating not just an individual but a people who continue to honor their roots.
Na watu wanabale, najua mmetaja lugha ilikuwa challenge, lakini lugha ni muhimu sana, so sisitize.
Please let us teach our children our mother tongue, wherever you are. Whether we are Teso, you are Luya, you are Kikuyu, you are Somali, you are Kisi, let us preserve our languages. That is our identity.
The message was reinforced by Teso North Member of Parliament, Oku Kaunya, who noted that unity thrives when communities stay grounded in their traditions.
Kazi yake ni kutuunganisha sisi na kuhakikisha kuwa kimila ya Wateso isipotee.
Governor Paulo Tuoma called the kingship system an anchor that has guided the community through generations, fostering cohesion across counties and even across borders between Kenya and Uganda.
That Papa is not just in Nambale, Papa in Mormor has come to the Republic of Kenya because you know he is domesticated in Uganda, but he represents the true spirit of East Africa, where we say we are one people, we have one destiny. And Papa today is not just Papa of the Iteso community in Uganda, he's Papa of the Iteso community wherever they are.
The king's message was clear. Culture is not just a practice of the past, but a foundation for community growth.
Without culture, you are like a tree growing without roots. I know you are living with you are surrounded with the neighbors who have different cultures. But the reason today we have come to visit you people is for you to strengthen your culture. Culture is about our practices and norms.
As the ceremony concluded, the Teso community reaffirmed its commitment to preserving a leadership system that has survived time, modernization, and political change. Jackie Umbiru, My Culture.
Thank you, Wambiru, for that report. Now, the festive season is upon the keyboard warriors who are known to enjoy the holidays. The social media realm has gone ablaze with content of how the savage netizens plan on enjoying December, or December as they call it. Teresa Mutai tells us more.
It's finally the end of the year, and boy, oh boy, the netizens have had a lot of content to share on December.
It's time!
It is yet again that time of the year.
Hello, December!
Keyboard warriors now have a saying in their rule book which reads, according to netizens, December chapter 24, verse 25 to 31st, says, only parents shall sleep in the house.
Fire, say fire! Fire, say fire!
The netizens are lamenting being at work as the festive season fast approaches.
We are at that time of the year where your job is starting to feel like it's getting in the way of you living your real life, your best life.
Everybody in the club, them a rock to the dub. Everybody feeling irie tonight. It no matter you a what, Mr. Vegas knock ya. It no matter if you black or you white.
Seems like masaa ni ya kukafunga. Emmy asked, mtu anaweza wachia mzazi mtoto wa 2 days?
Nilikuwa ninaona tunaenda kukua watu.
Some of the advice can be deemed demotivational.
Do not listen to those advisors who are telling you January is coming. Those are your enemies. Don't listen to them.
We know you mean well trying to motivate us, but please do us the pleasure of giving up on us because we've already given up on ourselves. Perpetua
Chikli chipped in. We try again 2026. Indeed, it's time to let go of all ups and downs of 2025, whether you won or if the year beat you blue and black. In a few weeks, that chapter will close.
Party after party. Party after party. After party after party. Party after party.
So how about we indulge in this beautiful banger as we usher in the December vibes?
Biti kidunda kidogo wenza kudance. Wenza kudance. Biti kidunda kidogo wenza kudance. Wenza nipe mashaulin. Mashaulin. Mashaulin zanipe mashaulin. Shaulin. Mashaulin. Mashaulin zanipe mashaulin. 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 Mashaulin zanipe mashaulin. 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 Mashaulin zanipe.
Well, that's it for us. Catch you next week on Savage Netizens for Easy Friday. I am Teresa Mutai.
Dogo ya dogo na switch haraka faster. Katika dance. Slide right, maintain balance.
For charity, dial star 419 hash.
Nakuona.
Kuja hivi sasa.
Buddha. Siku umedial star 419 hash. Chika. Yani hujui kwa option 3 kuna Pro Box. Pro Box. Usisahau kwa star 419 hash option 3 iko Pro Box ya bahati. Na ikikuangukia ufunguo utakufikia mahali popote ulipo. Usisahau.
Sasa wewe uko na shida ya macho na mwenye anakuwa pia ako na shida ya macho, mtasaidiana aje?
Being the fact that nyinyi wawili hamuoni, mtamanuva aje?
Wewe ambaye ni mlemavu kwa hapo nyumbani, wacha kuona ulemavu wako. Kama kuko na kitu unaweza fanya, tokea tufanye differently.
Welcome back. Let's now take a look at the stories making headlines in the world of business. Now, Kenya plans to float an infrastructure bond in Japan with plans to raise billions of shillings to support the country's industrial agenda. Trade Cabinet Secretary Lee Kinyanjui has said that 13 billion shillings will be used to give grants to manufacturers, focusing on locally manufactured automotive spare parts. Secretary Kinyanjui has also said the ministry is in the process of establishing the Automotive Council to guide investments in the sector.
For the automotive industry in Kenya, with the government rolling out major policies to revive vehicle manufacturing and support vehicle assembly in the country. Currently, Kenya imports an average of 7,600 second-hand vehicles per month, with the average number of assembled units standing at about 430.
The way to address youth unemployment is create work at home, which is now where we are talking about manufacturing our cars, our clothes, our shoes.
Trade and Investment Cabinet Secretary Lee Kinyanjui says the government has introduced incentives and tax regulations such as duty remission scheme to regulate importation of some automotive parts such as batteries, radiators and brake fluids, among others, to boost local manufacturing. To help address funding problems in the sector, the government plans to issue an infrastructure bond with 13 billion shillings earmarked for local industry.
Part of that can be used for upgrading institutions such as this and equipping them and also giving them a face so that as we talk about auto manufacture, we have the skills necessary. Artificial intelligence, again, we are seeing vehicles other parts of the world even being driverless. So how do we have the manpower necessary for us to build capacity in that area?
Speaking at the Kenya Industrial Training Institute in Nakuru, where he presided over a graduation of 700 students, Kinyanjui says players who have capacity to locally manufacture tires, tubes, batteries, suspension springs, seat belts, air cleaner elements, shocks, among other accessories, will be eligible for funding.
Moving on, engineers will be required to register their projects online before seeking county approvals in new measures by the Engineers Board of Kenya aimed at enhancing accountability. Engineers Board of Kenya Chief Executive Officer Engineer Margaret Ogai says the Engineers Project Registration Portal will require engineers to uphold and register projects and obtain a unique identification number prior to submitting drawings to counties.
There have been concerns over non-compliant buildings, safety lapses and rising cases of poor workmanship, largely attributed to unqualified practitioners, weak project supervision and inconsistent approval processes. To curb this, the Engineers Board of Kenya will soon launch the Engineers Project Registration Portal, where engineers must register projects and obtain a unique identification number before seeking approval from the concerned county authorities.
So we want to come up with a portal called the Engineers Project Registration Portal, where engineers, before they take their drawings to the county, will have to register their projects and get a unique number. That is what will enable them then to open and submit their drawings to the county government.
The new system will be part of reforms aimed at containing poor workmanship to ensure projects meet required standards.
We have a collaboration with NCA and the registering body for the architects and quantity surveyors called Borax. We have an MOU and we are trying to exchange information so that we can know, is this building properly designed and then properly supervised.
This emerged during the Association of Consulting Engineers of Kenya annual dinner, where speakers underscored the need to enhance training for upcoming engineers to sharpen their skills in the engineering field.
We stand for excellency as ASEC, so we do our designs, and our design show. If your design is being done by a consulting engineer, you are actually safe. And that is what we stand for, the excellency in what we do. We design for safety, we design for resilience, we design for longevity, so that at the end of the day, whatever infrastructure we give will last.
We do a lot of mentorship to university students, especially those doing STEM courses, like engineering and even mathematical and physical courses.
Trevor Ngento for Easy Friday.
Now, operational efficiency, safety and airspace management at the Kisumu International Airport has been boosted following the construction of a new air traffic control tower. Aviation Principal Secretary Teresia Mbaika says there is an elaborate plan by the government to modernize Kenya's aviation sector, as Wycliffe Okech now reports.
Kisumu County on Friday played host to a delegation of principal secretaries as part of the National Development Implementation Committee charged with overseeing the implementation of various development projects across various ministries. Yes. Leading the charge, Interior Principal Secretary Dr. Raymond Omolo said the government is keen on completing ongoing and stalled projects to spur socio-economic growth across the country.
You will be seeing us as PSS who work in the administration of President Ruto as we visit a number of these projects, either as part of the inspection or as part of launching or commissioning.
Such projects includes the newly constructed air traffic control tower at the Kisumu International Airport, which is expected to enhance operational efficiency.
Aviation is a highly regulated space,
and we must be up to standard as per the ICAO international regulations. And one of them is to ensure we can access end-to-end of our runway. And that is one of the reasons which necessitated the construction of a new control tower.
Ideally, this is a manifestation that local contractors can also deliver when given support. The beauty about using local contractors is the fact that there is no capital flight. All the revenues or income from here is equally locally invested.
The runway at the Kisumu International Airport is being extended to accommodate larger aircrafts. Micah says other facilities, including the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport as well as airstrips, are being modernized.
It is important, all of us, we have, including the media, to know why do we need Nairobi to be that airport that we need. And the reason I'm saying this outside Nairobi, because that is the main entry of our country, and we must be up to levels with the other countries where we visit.
The committee inspected key infrastructural projects such as the Lumumba Affordable Housing Project that features over 2,300 units, which is 58% complete.
We have quite a number of projects, around 80 projects that are planned, with around 37 of those projects currently ongoing, with around 18,000 housing units that already are under construction across the 6 counties of Nyanza region.
For Channel 1 from Kisumu County, I am Wycliffe Okech.
Now, Family Bank has raised 8 billion shillings through a rights issue that was oversubscribed by 31%. Family Bank CEO Nancy Njau says proceeds from the rights issue will be used for onward lending to key sectors of the economy and accelerate the digital transformation program.
Bank was seeking to raise 6.09 billion shillings through a rights issue, enabling existing stakeholders to buy more shares. The lender says the stakeholders placed bids worth 8 billion shillings, meaning the private placement of ordinary shares was oversubscribed by 31%. Family Bank CEO Nancy Njau says the record capital raise was achieved after months of strategic investor mobilization, backed by the lender's steady financial performance, driving strong demand for the offer, cementing investor confidence in its long-term vision. The private placement attracted strong participation from fund managers, pension funds, insurance companies, individuals and corporate institutions. She says Family Bank plans to utilize the 8 billion shillings injection in digitization, boosting lending to MSMEs, green financing and women and youth-led enterprises, with a broader plan to expand its business locally and regionally. Trevor Ngento for Easy Friday.
Now, the auto industry has welcomed the comprehensive review of legal and regulatory frameworks coupled with tax incentives, which has enhanced local assembling of vehicles. Isuzu East Africa Managing Director Rita Kavashe says the next wave of growth is being powered not by policy but by the market demand.
Isuzu East Africa Managing Director Rita Kavashe says local buyers, especially fleet operators, are increasingly preferring locally assembled vehicles due to their reliability, easier maintenance and stronger resale value.
We are generating our own second-hand pool and not depending more on imported vehicles that sometimes are not produced or geared towards our country and our difficult terrain operation. So this has made it possible for the 50-50 split to transition. Now we are only producing about 85% locally, and only about 15% is being imported.
Kavashe says the auto industry is moving up the technology ladder with new locally produced buses and trucks now equipped with advanced telematics for real-time fleeting monitoring.
The local industries have built capacity to supply on leasing to the entire government corporation, whether it's all ministries, all state agencies. They don't have to really buy upfront. They can do leasing, and with that byproduct of leasing, we are able to create more jobs, we are able to create more service centers, we are able to create a pool of used vehicles that can be bought by our local people at a lower price, so they can also start to grow their businesses.
She projects sustained growth anchored by the National Automotive Policy and a proposed 13 billion shillings financing facility.
The technology that we are using that is going to give our customers peace of mind because of telematics. We are able to generate several reports that our customers can use for better management of this fleet, leveraging technology. Our drivers will be able to be assisted by technology for better driving and safer driving. This is a very, very important feature, knowing that a driver really needs a lot of support.
Now, Meta is shifting some of its investments in the metaverse to AI glasses and wearables, hoping to capitalize on the momentum in that. Meta has in recent years poured billions of dollars into building the metaverse, which lets people interact in a virtual reality. However, the tech giant has struggled to convince investors of the viability of the nascent technology. Here are the details of this and other stories making headlines across the borders.
Bloomberg first reported on Thursday that Meta would cut its metaverse investment by as much as 30%. Its shares climbed more than 3.4% following the news. The strategic shift to the metaverse was the reason why Facebook changed its name to Meta in 2021. Meta's spokesperson says the company is not planning any broader changes, without commenting on whether the shift in investment will result in layoffs. Now the company is seeking to build on an early advantage on AI-enabled glasses after the positive reception to the latest model launched in September. Meanwhile, one of Britain's most distinguished scientists, Professor Sir Paul Ness, says the government is shooting itself in the foot with its visa system for science researchers. He said that high visa fees are deterring early career researchers, who are instead being welcomed by the UK's economic rivals. Supporters of the current system say higher visa costs help to fund the NHS and reflect wider public concerns about immigration. But the Nobel Prize-winning scientist says that the UK's scientific future is being put at risk, as having expensive visa cost is shooting yourself in the foot. Finally, Taiwan says it will block access to the popular Chinese social media app Red Note for 1 year following concerns over online shopping scams. The Highland Criminal Investigation Bureau says it detected more than 1,700 fraud cases on the app since last year, with total cases worth more than $7.9 million. The app is a TikTok-like platform with built-in shopping features. Taiwan internet service providers have been ordered to block access to the app, affecting at least 3 million domestic users, according to the local reports. Taiwan news outlets say that the app is being banned over a spate of fraud cases and after failing to meet data security standard, putting users at risk.
When the hills gave way in Marquette, thousands were left with nothing. But together, we can help them rise again. Join KBC in the Restore Hope, Restore Earth campaign, Unity in Adversity. Together for Marquette. Donate through paybill number 522533, account number 8036543, or drop foodstuffs and supplies at Marquette County offices. Every shilling, every tree, every act of kindness counts. KBC, bringing Kenyans together.
Welcome back. Let's now take a look at the sports stories making headlines. U.S. President Donald Trump has extended a special invite to Kenyan President William Ruto to attend the 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles. President Trump hailed Kenya's unparalleled legacy in global athletics, saying he has closely followed the country's dominance on the track for years. He made the remarks during during a ceremony in Washington attended by leaders from Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Los Angeles Games, scheduled for 14th through to the 30th July 2028, mark a major moment in Olympic history. It will be the third time Los Angeles hosts the Summer Olympics after 1932 and 1984, and the fifth time the United States stages the global sporting spectacle.
The President of Kenya. We have the Olympics here. You know, they do very well in the Olympics, those runners. I don't know what the heck you do with those runners, but they are very good. I've been watching them for a long time. So we have the Olympics coming to the United States. You know that. Thank you very much. And you'll come as our guest. Thank you.
Now, Kenyans did not make it to the final as the ongoing World Under-21 Taekwondo Championship entered its third day at Kasarani Indoor Arena. Mbagaya Pendo, who was competing in the boys under-74 category, was eliminated after losing to a neutral athlete, Muslim Aktev, in the round of 32. Mbagaya lost 13 points in the first round before losing 11 points in the second round. Another Kenyan, George Ogure, was eliminated after losing to Lebanese Nasser and Andreu in the 54 category. In the girls category, Morocco's Amina won the gold medal in the under 57 kgs, defeating Spain's Carla Cesar 2-0 in the final. The tournament, which started on Wednesday, ends tomorrow. Now, the 2025 edition of the East Africa Classic Rally kicked off today in Diani, Kwale County, with Kenya's Piers Dakin, navigated by Lloyd Destro in a Danson 280Z, being the fastest crew on the specific stage of SS3. South Africa's Johnny Gamel sits second, followed closely by Safari Rally veteran Baldev Chaga in a Porsche 911. A total of 60 cars that successfully passed scrutineering started the rally this morning. Now, over the next 9 days, crews will tackle thousands of kilometers of unpredictable terrain, covering roughly 4,000 kilometers in total, with more than 2,000 kilometers of competitive sections. Kenya has entered 12 drivers among the 60 competitors, drawn from a strong international field representing 75 countries. This year's route will traverse Kwale, Taita Taveta and Kajiado counties. The rally was officially flagged off in Diani by Sports PS Elijah Mwangi, accompanied by Kwale Deputy Governor Chirema Kombo, East Africa Safari Classic Rally Chair Joey, and senior national and government officials.
From racing within the 3 counties, would wish that you leave behind some legacy. If you carry out a project here or there, this county of Kwale, Kajiado, or Taita Taveta, it will be something to be remembered that apart from racing, a specific project was initiated and developed through this program.
Handover for the construction of the 10,000-seater Kipchoge Keino Stadium was held today in Kapsabet, Nandi County. The project marks a major milestone in boosting talent development in Nandi and the surrounding regions. The facility, which is being developed through a partnership between the Ministries of Defence and Sports and the Nandi County Government, is expected to be completed by December next year. It will feature an 8-lane, 400-meter mixed surface track, a standard football pitch, a VIP pavilion, spectator terraces, parking spaces, and other key amenities. The event was presided over by Defence Cabinet Secretary Honorable Soipan Tuya, Nandi Governor Stephen Sang, and Defence PS Dr. Patrick Mariru, and senior officials from the Kenya Defence Forces as well as national and county governments.
A source of champions, hakuna stadium. Stadium imejengwa mahali ingine kidogo kidogo hapa, lakini hapa where it is the source of champions. Nikaambia rais na deputy president, mimi siwezi weka pesa ya county government kujenga stadium ndogo ambaye sio standard, yet you know for a fact all the medals ambayo imechukuliwa Kenya hii, kama ni ya marathon, kama ni ya 800, kama ni ya gani, mingi yao imetoka hapa Nandi.
And myself will also be coming back to make sure what we start today is completed up to standard, so that we have a state-of-the-art sport facility hapa, kama vile mumeelezewa hapa, and to make sure it's completed in good time, kwa sababu priorities are His Excellency the President. They resonate with the needs of the people.
Now, 6 foreign teams have confirmed participation in the second edition of the Kipchumba Karuri International Volleyball Tournament, signaling a highly competitive regional showdown set for 19th to the 21st of this month at the Eldoret National Polytechnic. The tournament has received a significant financial lift after Sportybet injected 4 million Kenya shillings, complemented by a 300,000 Kenya shillings sponsorship from the Communications Authority of Kenya, CA.
Close to 17 teams will feature in the second edition of the Kipchumba Karuri International Volleyball Tournament, with 6 foreign teams from Uganda, Tanzania and Sudan set to feature.
This event will be a catalyst. A lot of local talent. Every time we go to Eldoret, a lot of new talent emerges from nowhere.
You cannot create talent at the upper level. So scrapping of the fees is to make sure that we expand the array of teams that can participate.
This was confirmed during the official launch of the tournament, where Sportybets injected 4 million shillings, while Communications Authority injected 300,000 shillings.
Volleyball is a tournament that is not very common, even in our digital platforms for gaming. So it was such a unique offer we couldn't refuse, because volleyball is quite underrated.
The motivation is going to be very high. If it only 500 was something to fight for last year, so you can imagine this year how it will be.
The combined support is part of the 7.2 million shillings prize package earmarked for the 2025 edition, with the winning men's team set to pocket 1 million shillings. Frederick Mwoki for Easy Friday.
Moving on, Kenya's rising boxer star Shafi Bakari delivered a commanding performance last night, overpowering Ethiopia's Zekaria Dog in the bantam 54 kg category at the ongoing IBA World Boxing Championships in Dubai. 13 boxers are representing Kenya in the global showpiece.
The third and final. Shafi Bakari, who has been one of Kenya's most promising prospects in recent years, controlled the fight from the opening bell, showcasing superior footwork, quick combinations and tactical discipline.
With Bakari from the start.
The Kenyan boxer kept Dog on the defensive for most of the rounds, landing clean shots that earned him a unanimous decision victory from the judges.
Your winner in the blue corner, representing Kenya, Shafi Bakari Hassan.
So Kenya gets a win.
Frederick Mwoki for Easy Friday.
Now finally, in sports, I do not know why my director is letting me read this, but Diego Dalot scored his first Premier League goal in more than 2 years as Manchester United were prevented from going 5th on the English Premier League table after drawing 1-1 with West Ham United last night at Old Trafford. Now Dalot put Manchester United 1 goal ahead in the 58th minute, but the hosts' laboured performance could not stop Magasa's 83rd minute equaliser for West Ham from a set piece.
Takes it short to Bruno Fernandes, gives it back to Mbumo, who swings it in underneath the post. Brilliant stop. Ariola one way then the other, gets the ball and gets the crossing chance for Zexi off the line. Falls for Cunha inside the penalty area. Athletic overhead kick is blocked. Oh, it's brilliant, it's wide. Bowen's got really fortunate here. He's passed the next one as well, gets the shot in, but Senna Lammers is in. Casemiro moves it on again to Ahmad. Ahmad, corner of the penalty area, checks onto his left foot, pulls it back to Casemiro, drives the strike in. Diogo Dalot! And the Stretford end! Scores for Manchester United! It's a corner. Ball's whipped in, head goes up, oh, it's cleared off the line, put back in. West Ham are level. Manchester United failing to clear the corner.
So whenever Manchester United wins a game, my director never airs that story. But when we lose, he makes me read that story. I'll definitely see you behind cameras, Mr. Director. But that's all we had for you right here on Easy Friday. My name is Caren Kibbett. I'll see you next Friday. For now, I'll don't go too far because right after this short break, DJ Cool Jacks will be back with the Disco Funk Show. Our sign language interpreter this evening has been Caroline Njoroge. Good night and thank you.
Tushinde.com. Cheza safe, cheza smart. Gambling is addictive, not for persons under the age of 18 years. Sasa kwa star 419 hash uko na game mpya. Tushinde spin corner. Simply spin. Kisha ngoja, na kwa entry moja unaweza angukia na uspin hadi mara 3. Na ikigonga 25,000 na kufikia instantly. Cheza spin corner sasa hivi kwa star 419 hash option 4. Tushinde.com. Cheza safe, cheza smart. Gambling is addictive, not for persons under the age of 18 years.